Hello students, welcome to my channel Projectile. Today I have brought a problem based on the projectile. It has been the part of IIT mains examination, advanced examination, I think in 2024, right? A projectile is fired from the ground with a speed v at an angle theta. The acceleration due to gravity is g. At highest point of its trajectory, projectile enters into in a region, uh, in a different region such that g dash is equal to g upon 0.81. If old and new horizontal ranges are d and d dash respectively, then and given d dash is equal to nd, then find the value of n. Question is that we have to find out the value of n. Look here, I'm making the diagram like this, right? A projectile is fired from ground with a speed v at an angle theta, right? At an angle theta. Acceleration due to gravity is g. If at highest point of its trajectory, here it enters into a region where g dash is equal to now becomes g upon 0.81. Okay. Old and new ranges are d and d dash, right? If you follow the old range, it will be d by 2. Let this is the x. So the new range becomes d dash is equal to d by 2 plus x, right? New range, that is it. If throughout the journey, throughout the trajectory, the acceleration due to gravity would have been small g, then this would have been small d, right? But up to the half journey only, the acceleration due to gravity is small g. So up to the half journey, I have taken the range d by 2, right? And this is the new range, range I have considered x, and the total new range is given d dash, means d dash is equal to d by 2 plus x. If we are able to find out the value of d by 2 and x, then it's easy to solve, right? So dear student, at the highest point of trajectory, at the highest point, you know the vertical velocity will become 0 and particle will be left only with the horizontal velocity. Horizontal velocity is a v cos theta. You know, in the projectile motion, during the motion, the one and only one acceleration is acting, that is acceleration due to gravity, and that is acting vertically downward. The vertical acceleration has the impact only on the vertical velocity, whereas horizontal acceleration has the impact on the horizontal velocity. In the projectile motion, there is no horizontal acceleration, so horizontal velocity will be constant throughout the motion, throughout the trajectory, whereas vertical velocity changes, and at highest point of it, vertical velocity becomes 0 and then body begin to come down. Now dear students, if we have to find out the d, right, d by 2, so d, the total horizontal range, right? If a body, first we are going to find out the horizontal range of a body projectile which is fired with the velocity v at an angle theta. You know, this is v square sine 2 theta upon g, right? But because we have to find out only d by 2, so d by 2 is this much, right? Now, at highest point of it, velocity will be v cos theta. It will be left only with the horizontal component of velocity. Now, dear students, we have to find out the x, right? You know, if the x will be, the horizontal range is a product of horizontal velocity and the time of flight, right? If you are able to find out the time taken in traveling either from here to here, or time taken in traveling from here to here, or time taken in traveling from here to here, all the three are the time of flight. In case of range, in case of projectile, you know the time in which body travels through this curvature from here to here. In the meantime, body will travel this much horizontal distance, and in the meantime body will go from here to the maximum height and will come down. It means time of flight is what? Time of flight is the time up to which a projectile remains into the air. Means time of flight is the time taken in traveling either this distance or in traveling from here to here and coming down. If any time you are capable to find out, then that would be the time of flight. Now, dear student, in this case, I have told you that the vertical motion happens because of vertical velocity and horizontal motion happens because of horizontal velocity. In this case, if you look, h is equal to half gt square, right? H is equal to, and g I am replacing by half g dash t square. H is equal to ut plus half gt square. You write in vector term, you might write for this motion, this is a point of projection, you can suppose it. This is a question that a body is projected with velocity v cos theta, that how much time after it will land to the ground. The question is now, in order to solve this problem, this half of the range, the question is that a body is projected from height h with a horizontal velocity v cos theta, that how much time after it will land to the ground, that we have to find out. So let that time is a, that is you can apply, this is a minus h vertical distance, u is a 0, initial vertical velocity is a 0, so minus half, g is always negative because acceleration due to gravity throughout the projectile motion is vertically downward, so you have to consider minus, that is t square, or t square equal to 2h upon g dash. Or dear students, you might write t is equal to root 2h upon g dash, and now root 2 h is what? H is a maximum height attained by this, right? Maximum height attained in this first half, that you might write like this. H is equal to u square sine square theta. This is a u square sine square theta upon 2g, right? And g dash is a g divided by 0.81. 2 would be cancelled. Dear student, if you look here, then what result you will get? T is equal to, look here, directly I am writing, this is a 0.81, so it's a square root would be 0.9. Now this v is actually v square is a v. Now sine square theta is a sine theta, and this is g square, I am just replacing by g. So this is the time taken in traveling this horizontal distance, and you can write x, the horizontal distance covered in this mean time, in this time duration, that is equal to v cos theta, horizontal velocity, into time of flight is here, that is a 0.9 v sine theta upon g, right? So dear student, this is a 0.9, so it is a v square sine theta cos theta. So I am multiplying and dividing by 2, so it turns out to be v square 2 sine theta cos theta, so it turns out to be v square sine 2 theta divided by 2g, right? Because I have multiplied and divided by 2. Now this is v square sine 2 theta, look here, this is v square sine 2 theta upon 2g is a what? That is 0.9 d by 2, right? This is a 0.45 d. That is the value of x. Now dear student, D dash is what? I'm solving here, I'm just removing this stuff, this all stuff. Now look here, D dash is equal to D by 2 plus X, right? So, D dash is equal to, I have written D by 2 plus X, and the X also in term of D, that is a, so D dash is equal to 0.5 D and X is a 0.45 D. So it turns out to be D dash is equal to 0.95 D. Now, it's a given that D dash is equal to ND. If you compare this, so N is equal to 0.95. So dear student, I am Ranjit Kumar. For such questions, stay tuned to my channel. Thank you. Meet you in next video.